Hey guys, welcome back to my toy review video, and this is our ninth video. Today we're gonna review this Studio Series Morrison Meets collection, Studio Series 86 Insecticons, and here we have Kickback, Shrapnel, and Bombshell. And as usual, let's just take a look to the box. It's really big here, and mine is kind of damaged, but I don't really care. We have these three bugs here. Here is Bombshell, Shrapnel, and Kickback. Other than that, it's basically, you can see Kickback here, Shrapnel, and Bombshell here. And the background is, as usual, the screenshot from the movie and some more general informations. And other than that, let's just take a look to the toy themselves. I have them in the bug mode, so I'm just gonna start it with the bug mode. And one thing special is, I think this is the first time we got the energons. They're just not plastic, maybe like rub, I don't know, maybe plastic, pink little squares. They're pretty cute and useless. They're just good looking, and that's it. Okay, since I'm going from the bug mode, I'm just gonna start with the bug mode. And first, it's just these two accessories belong to Kickback, which is pretty useless, and I don't really know why would we still have these. They just don't make sense. And other than that, it's just Kickback with his weapon, Shrapnel with his weapon, and Bombshell with his weapon. And just compared to the concept, you can actually see this Kickback did a pretty decent job because it has a very good original mode, and this is just a repaint from the Legacy, so it's still pretty good. And if you have to find a problem, it's just, if you can see, these two signs, they're kind of just facing each other, which is pretty weird. But I understand this is for the tune accuracy, so that it won't affect the rubber mode and the bug mode. Other than that, it's just maybe these two legs are too thick, too fat compared to the concept. But this is due to the transformation, and it doesn't really bother that much. So in my opinion, this is pretty decent. It has the same detail as the cartoon, and it has very cool details inside, like very realistic details. And other than that, it's pretty much the same thing. And now let's just put him away and take a look at the other two. This is Shrapnel, and Shrapnel compared to the concept are still pretty close. I am making the gun facing back because that is what the concept looks like. In my opinion, if you just like turn it around, it may fit more like 1, 2, 3 feet here, but I'm just gonna follow the concept. And other than that, this is pretty much the thing we want and what we expect. It is just, I don't really think this part is the same as the cartoon, but it doesn't matter because in the cartoon it's like a square, but when it turns to the rubber mode, it's again back to the circle, so it's fine here. And now let's come to the Bombshell, who has the most problem here. The back part of the Bombshell's bug mode was actually the same mode as Shrapnel, and this actually made it not tune accurate anymore, because in the cartoon it was supposed to be like a circle. It was supposed to be not like a 90-degree, but it's like you know, it was like a triangle thing. But here, due to the use of the tool from the Shrapnel, it is like this. They actually did something to make it look like it's not a square, but it was again still for Shrapnel, not for Bombshell. So the bug actually doesn't look like what it should be like. Also, the color is different, but that also was due to the transformation and the cartoon problem. In the cartoon, Shrapnel has two different colors in the same part as in rubber mode and the vehicle mode. So I think to be accurate to the cartoon's rubber mode, Hasbro decided to sacrifice this part to make it gray. And also, it's a science problem. It is supposed to be upside down. So does the shrapnel sign, but maybe due to the transformation and the choice between the rubber mode and the bug mode, they chose the rubber mode, which makes more sense. And these weapons, I'm gonna talk about them after the transformation. Now let's just take a look to everyone's transformation. Starting with kickback, which is the most easy one. It's the easiest one, just put these legs back. This is pretty much done. So it's really easy, and I think that is one of the problems why people don't like it when it first came out. Just simply because the transform is too easy, which is truth. But I mean, in my opinion, it did a pretty decent job to be too accurate or to be accurate to the concept. So it doesn't bother me. Here is Shrapnel. As I can remember, Shrapnel should be the second one who came out. And I don't quite remember how people thought about him when he first came out, but this time, in my opinion, it's very interesting. Especially the legs, it's a very interesting transformation. I didn't have any Insecticon collections before the Legacy, so in my opinion, this transformation is very interesting, but I'm not sure if it has ever came out before this mode before. Now it's a Bombshell. Bombshell has a pretty good transformation, but again, it's just the accuracy problem. That is maybe due to the budget, I guess. It doesn't really bother me that much now because it's been years and it looks still pretty good, not bad. Here he goes, the Bombshell. Oops. This is pretty much it. And in the rubber mode, they're very small. I don't really have all the transformers at this point. I am trying to move everything. So I only have this Age of the Primes Onslaught here, and yeah, you can pretty much tell they're very small even in deluxe class. I think they're the same size as the mini bots, but I'm not really sure. And let's compare to the cartoon concept. Here is the kickback. Kickback basically just looks like the cartoon. It even has more details, like this little dot. I don't know where it came from, but it's there. If you have to pick a problem, it might be the color. Like the pole color should be darker. This is closer to the pink. It should be darker, but that doesn't really matter. And now it's a Bombshell. Bombshell is in the middle, so I'm just going to show him in the middle. Bombshell has some problems here. As you can see, it's the wrong color for the middle area, for the lap here. And other than that, it's pretty much the same thing. Well, it is interesting that they mixed the details of Shrapnel and Bombshell. As here you can see, if we compare to the concept, this square thing is actually for Bombshell, and this circle thing is actually for Shrapnel. So you put them together so you can just reuse the tool. So it's actually like a pre-tool for this new toy. Yeah. Other than that, again, this is pretty much close to the cartoon. It's just you cannot really change the size of this part, so it doesn't really bother. And yes, that's pretty much it. It has more details than the cartoon just because it's a legacy mode and it came from legacy, so which makes sense. And now we got Shrapnel. Shrapnel's rubber mode was actually the worst here, simply because the different colors for the hand here. It should be all purple, but somehow they just give it black. And other than that, it's pretty much the same thing. And again, if you want to actually make it cartoon accurate, you can make it like this, but I prefer to make it like this. And the other problem is the same thing here is Bombshell's detail, but it's not gonna change that much. And other than that, just take a look to see articulation. Every three of them have 360 degrees, but here Bombshell cannot really make it 360 degrees because he said it's too big. And here you go, this 360 degrees here, everyone is pretty much the same. And 90 degree here, about 180 degrees here because due to the transformation. And here is 360 degrees rotation. Here is pretty much 180 degrees. Here is about 90 degrees. 360 rotation here, 90 degrees. And a very big joint here. And now it's Bombshell. Bombshell has the same thing, 360 degrees. Slightly more here due to the transformation as a mode. About 90 degrees here and same rotation. About 90 degrees front, 90 degrees back, 90 degrees up. Rotation here, 90 degrees, and here you have about 45 degrees. And here is Shrapnel. Shrapnel also has one 360 degrees if you unlock this part. If you put it back, it's just like this. 90 degrees, here is 90 degrees, rotation here too. So lags are the same as Bombshell due to the sharing mode. So, briefly to talk about them, in my opinion, they're good enough if you don't have the Legacy or the DCS. I have the original Legacy toys, but they're already breaking, so I just got them again. And if you're looking for tone accurate, these are good choices. It's just you can choose from 86 and the DCS. Due to the Bombshell's different color, in DCS, he has a purple chest, and here we have this gray chest. It really depends on what you think about them. I mean, they did have better paintings in the DCS, but I think that may be more expensive than this one. Well, actually, Target just cancelled these Morrison Ice collections, so I don't really know if the price is gonna be so much different. But I think it was Thunder Cracker from Earthrise following with these three bugs, or it's Skywolf, I don't quite remember. So maybe I would still get these three, and also these three has these energons which the DCS doesn't have, but I think DCS has more other accessories like Megatron scale mode, the Shockwave scale mode, the sound waves radio mode, whatever was that. So it really depends on how you think. In my opinion, I would just collect this and the original Legacy ones. And that's pretty much what I want to talk about them today, and wish you have a nice day. I will see you guys later.